of the dark side.
It's the Upstate Pulse on 106.3 WORD. Brought to you by Borderlands, comics and games.
You're on the air.
Hey, y'all. How you doing? Why can't I hear myself? Am I up not loud enough? Welcome into the Upstate Pulse. My name is Lonzo. It is a beautiful Saturday night. It's, I have to adjust my headphones because someone was over here and they're not, they didn't have them up very loud. I just think I would. Here's the thing. By the way,
that's happened to me several times.
Yeah, I didn't want to have to noob you right away. I did not want to have to do that because you haven't been here.
Yeah.
I mean, so you might deserve a newbie. Welcome back into Saturday night, onto Saturday night, through Saturday night, whatever. It's Saturday night. You know what that means? Saturday night is Lonzo for like almost 23 years. It is. Don't look at me that way. It is.
Lonzo for 23 years.
Yeah. So Saturday night, it hasn't always been you guys. It is not. It is. It's been me for 23 years, and I appreciate everyone who always tunes in every Saturday night. And if this is your first time listening to the Upstate Pulse, let me tell you what you get here. You get a bunch of goofball nerds on the air talking about pop culture, talking about weird things like UFOs, AI. Although AI is real, it's not a weird thing, and it will. By the way, really quick, just because it just popped into my head before I introduce the people who are also in the room. Text line 71307. We are also live on Facebook at 106.3 WORD, at the Upstate Pulse, and at my personal Facebook page, which is Lonzo and Word. We are also live on Twitter on 106.3 WORD and on my personal Twitter page, Lonzo and Word also. And we're also live on YouTube and Twitch at the Upstate Pulse. So I have a question for you. And I asked this question, believe it or not, Lee Rogers, over the newsroom, he and I were having a discussion the other day because he had an AI story, and I asked for it, and he was giving it to me, and I said, "Hey, Lee," and if Lee's listening right now, he's nodding because he remembers our conversation. By the way, I've known Lee longer than anybody in South Carolina because he's the guy who hired me in radio at another station.
Oh wow,
which is kind of cool. So
back in the old days,
back when they still had tape in rooms and DATs and stuff. So I asked Lee, I was
back
like,
in the days of 8-track,
I said, the most plausible apocalypse is the robot apocalypse. Out of the three you hear about, the zombie apocalypse, the alien apocalypse, or the robot apocalypse is the most likely to happen. Do you agree or disagree? Text line is 71307. Chris on the Facebook stream says, T2, you're alive. Yes, he is. By the way, T2 with us this evening.
Yeah, I am alive. I'm alive and well.
There we go. He's alive and well. Also, the wonderful deep tones of Matthew Causey. I can't do it.
Hello.
Look at that. Gosh, man. It's just like it's like the needle goes the other way for that when Tim and I, waves are our life. And when you're looking at the wave, there are two people in this building who hit that bottom end really strong. One would be Charlie James.
Yep.
And the other would be Matthew Causey. It's that bottom end. And and when you're used to everyone hitting the high stuff, someone hits the low stuff, you're like, can you peek underneath? Can you? I guess you can.
Yeah, you
I
could.
guess you can hit the low register so hard
so what you're saying is that Matthew is the Undermountain.
So, fun fact about peaking, when I first started working here and when I would fill in for Ann, who used to be here as well, that the board that we have in the news booth used to be a bit far back, so I couldn't actually see my levels while I was talking. So Mark complained a couple times about the fact that I peaked oftentimes because I couldn't see the levels to balance myself on my end.
Well, by the way, not your fault. That's up to the producer to ride the fader. Even if you were peaking, is bring that fader down some. So it's all her fault. Anyway, also joining us, show contributor Cameron.
Hi, I'm alive.
He is, but he's almost always here except for next week. So before we get started with the show, I will tell you that whenever there's a premium live event, whenever there is a pay-per-view, we pick them only for wrestling because, it's wrestling and I'm into wrestling. And I don't care if anybody else is. I'm into wrestling. I know you guys are. I know the listeners are. So we pick those. The loser has to face the Nerf Wall. Someone in this room is going to face the Nerf wall. And I'm saying this, I'm going to go ahead right off the bat.
It's going to be me.
Before we get started on the show, I'm going to tell you who's not going to be on the Nerf wall. And that person, and it's going to bother social media. It's going to bother the listeners. That person who's not on the Nerf wall is Rob Brown.
I'm disappointed.
How dare you.
All right.
We need to get him on there at some point.
I know you guys want him on that wall. I want him on that wall. No, I am not willing to cheat to get him on that wall.
Am
I am not willing.
AI, Chris? No, I.
Are you
Or am
above?
I?
Are you above bribing?
All right. I'm not going to say that I'm above bribing. When it comes
Are you
to,
above bribery?
when it comes to the Nerf wall?
It's not a bribe.
All right. So here's what I might do in order to get him on that wall. It might be a matter of tweets. It might be a matter of Facebook. It might be a matter of text line 71307 because he's not listening right now. I know where he is. I know what he's doing, and he can't hear us.
What if we run in on his show one day and just light him up?
I do.
I was actually going to suggest that
Well,
earlier.
yeah, I could do that.
I could take some vacation time.
I know where he is all the time.
I will come in
so-
early just for
Yeah,
for that.
I could take like an hour of vacation.
You know
We
what?
could all waltz up.
You know what? I know we're ganging up on Rob Brown and he deserves it. So what we should do is, and hopefully Chris won't tip him off to this because he might want to participate. Chris has an evil streak in him also. Next time we play D&D, which we don't know when that is, next time we do, whilst he's setting everything up, we all just go get the Nerf guns and walk in and just, you guys down? I'm down.
Felt
I'm
the
down.
same.
I'm
for
down
All
it.
for
right.
that.
All right. I think we're going to make that happen. So anyway,
We taped this, right? We're gonna,
yeah,
we're
of
gonna
course.
stream that.
So someone, yeah.
Of course.
I would not deprive the listeners of their chance of seeing Rob Brown on the wall, but I will say it's not going to be tonight.
We're all gonna have to wear earmuffs too.
Someone in this room is going to face the Nerf wall in hour number 2 near the final segment. It could be me. It could be Tim for the third time. It could be Matthew or Cameron for the very first time. You'll just have to wait and see. Sometime in the second half hour,
Like a surgeon.
I will tell one of the people in the room it's not them.
Oh boy.
So there we go. All right. On the show today, we are talking South Carolina Comic-Con Junior. Some of us were there, some of us was not, and that's fine. You know, not all people are available to go to things, but we were able to go, and something really cool happened that I want to talk about. I got a shout out for that. Also, a grand opening was announced. Rob, when he was here a couple weeks ago, said that it would be announced at Comic-Con Junior. It has been announced already. Already threw that up on our Upstate Pulse Facebook page. We're going to talk about that. We are going to talk about the final, the season could be the last of the season. We don't know if these shows are getting picked up for another season for She-Hulk and Rings of Power. I doubt House of the Dragon is done yet, but Tim says he's caught up. We're going to talk about that. We are going to talk a lot of video games and have some interesting questions for that. And also, text line 71307 are on the stream. In the Nerd Roundtable, we're going to ask, and I'm going to need your help because it's probably going to just be me and Cameron speculating on this. Not these guys' fault. It's not like I give them homework or anything, but we're going to speculate on who the Wyatt 6 actually are.
Don't lie, you do.
So
Sometimes.
but it's something I know you'll actually do.
Yeah.
So anyway, who do you think the Wyatt 6 are? We're going to be talking about that in hour number 2. A lot of speculation out there about who they could be. The reason why I know Tim and Matthew can't participate is they don't really watch wrestling, so they wouldn't know who these guys are. And who knows? Maybe you can really tell they don't watch wrestling by the way they pick the wrestling pay-per-view. And maybe one of them is going to be on the Nerf wall.
Yeah,
it's gonna
that
be
guy
Tim.
sounds cool. I'll
Yeah,
just pick
I mean,
him.
Impossible.
Yeah, maybe. I will say that there have been people on this show early on that didn't watch wrestling, and they did a lot better than the people in this room. I just want to tell you that.
I was doing fine for a while, and then all of a sudden, I just kept getting picked.
I don't know
Your
what you're
luck
talking
ran
about.
out.
My
Yeah.
blind picks are immaculate.
Yeah, we'll see about that. So before we get to this, and I know I jump around because I like to do that.
You like to get up and get
I really
down.
do. Yeah. Speaking of which, that's a perfect segue. So I don't know if you guys know this, but I live in the woods. I don't know if you know this. Some people know this because it's been said it's a compound, which could be. It might actually be defensible on 3 sides.
Compound of machines.
I don't
maybe?
know. No. Well, we are working on a anti-AI bunker. but it's hard to dig in this South Carolina clay. But without using robots. So
It's gonna have like an EMP button.
it's all right. I've been training the possums from the sanctuary to dig for me. So we're working on that. We're gonna get that done. So 2 days in a row. When I get up in the morning, I like to be regular. Yes, I'm going to talk about this. I like to be regular. I think you start your day out well.
Why lead with this?
Because it's important, because I want to know how other people, especially people in this room, how they would solve this. So I like to be regular. I'm sure everyone in this room likes to be regular.
What exactly is regular?
You don't know what being regular is? Matthew, you like being regular?
I wish I could be.
Oh, yeah.
Cameron, I know, likes being regular. So regular.
You drink your coffee and all that in the morning.
Really don't know
is that regular?
You really don't know what that means. Text line 71307 if you know what being regular is.
Regular.
Like
a regular at a
regular.
restaurant.
Regular is regular. You're right, Chris. It absolutely is regular. No, regular.
That is true.
Regular is having proper flow throughout the bowels. Every morning.
Regular.
Yeah, regular.
Having a good poo schedule.
Yeah,
is what he's trying to get at.
No. We don't need to go there. Highbrow. We're being highbrow.
That
here.
is highbrow.
No.
That's like midbrow.
No.
It's very mid.
No. Poo is low mid. Poo for sure. That's low mid.
Low mids. Low mids.
So
look, we're being. I feel like poo is mid range
right.
as far as the actual.
That's enough. Stop being mid.
Of,
Stop being mid.
Okay.
All right. So in the effort to be regular, I am catching up on social media before I get started with my cardio every morning. And what should come out by my left leg? Let me finish before you think of anything, but a large mouse.
A mouse?
A mouse.
A mouse? Oh my God. I hate mice.
And so I immediately jumped up. Don't worry, I didn't make a mess. And I was very, very, very ticked off. Okay. So I'm like, okay, I need a cat. I got to put more poison out. We live in the woods. Did I mention that?
Yeah.
So they find their way in. The bad part is when they find their way in, there's something that follows them in.
More mice?
No. Snakes, which I've followed them in before.
Yes, they have.
It's not fun. So
I actually have a story about that.
I don't do snakes.
Yeah. We've got several stories about that, don't we, Cameron? But we're not gonna dwell on this for very long. I just need some help. Man, it's hot in this room. Anyway,
sorry.
It is hot in here.
I'm not going to sing the song or act it out. Anyway,
worried about that too.
So I'm like, okay, that's a one-time deal. It ticked me off, got me hyped up for my cardio. So, all right.
Did that improve your regularity or?
Luckily, it was near the end of the cycle. So we were good.
Okay. So it didn't accelerate the process or anything.
So we're good. Second day. Same stinking thing happened again.
Oh man, same mouse.
Yeah, near the end of the cycle too. I guess I'm being too quiet in there because my wife's still asleep. I don't wake her up. So, Chris says in Iraq, I had a desert mouse nibble on my ear. Yeah, he got angry. It was war. Yes, I bet it was. Did you wake up?
Well, mice come in because they're trying to get warm. And they usually come in the winter time.
Yeah, I know. I get it. I hear those Bobby Mack commercials.
But I found a snake one time in my bedroom because it was one year when mice were just everywhere, and we're doing everything to get them out and everything.
We call that the plague years.
My wife, we were moving out of the place that we were in, and we were cleaning up around everything.
Was this a haunted house?
She reached back behind the couch. She thought it was a scrunchie. Well, it moved, and she very calmly, believe it or not, very calmly was like, "Babe, there's a snake back there." And I was like, "What?" There's a snake. And then I went back there to look. It wasn't there. All right.
Oh, I wouldn't have gone back. I would.
Wasn't there? I'm like, baby.
I'd in my car, gone.
By the way, we've had this situation a couple times.
I'm like, baby. Are you sure it was a snake?
One we never found, by the way. Go ahead, keep going.
But I'm like, baby, are you sure it was a snake? She's like, I swear to you, it was a snake. I saw a snake. And then so I gave it a few minutes to look back, and there he sat. Took me forever to get that thing out of there.
By the way, my wife just sent me something on a text. South Carolina Bigfoot Festival in Westminster attracts Sasquatch enthusiasts, tourism, and dollars. We've talked about the about
She is a good woman, Chris.
about the Bigfoot Festival. We really need to go to the Bigfoot Festival. We need to do the show live from the Bigfoot Festival. Could you?
Yeah.
No. I
Yeah.
have a question for you guys because I know I can do this because I am a broadcast professional. Could you broadcast live from Bigfoot Festival and not laugh the entire time
No.
about where you were?
No.
Well, no. Well,
All right. First of all, Tim and I, we're going to fit right in.
Yeah.
We're good. We're good. Those are our people.
Look,
Yeah.
as a man of sophistication such as myself, of course I'd fit. I'd be fine with it because the whole
What are
thing
you
is
talking about? I fit in anywhere. I could fit in anywhere.
that's right, Tim.
No, but there's a couple places. Hey, the air just came on. Awesome. That Tim and I will fit in better than you guys will.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's one of those places.
Yeah.
Pretty much anywhere in the mountains, or there's a few other places.
Yeah, I'll
where
blend
we'll
right
fit
in the mountain.
Yeah, there you go. There you go.
A Viking longboat.
Yeah. So what do I do about the mouse? My wife is allergic to cats, or I already would have got one. Pet exterminators out, and they pretty much say, "Okay, listen, buddy, you live in the woods." That's pretty much what they say. So we're going to have that problem. It's just it's a pain in the butt. All right,
Hear me out.
All right, make
A
it quick.
hairless cat.
That's what I've looked. There are hyperallergenic cats.
Yes, there are.
It's
there
not.
are such a
It's
thing.
not always the hair for some people. I'm allergic to cats, but it's not the hair for me. It's the saliva, or probably a chemical in the saliva, I imagine. But the saliva. So like, I couldn't do a cat. Period.
Also, apparently, like younger cats will like end up matching to you, to where like eventually they'll start producing saliva, or their hair will stop being causing you to have allergic reactions. I need to look more into that.
I've never heard of that before.
Yeah, me either. That sounds pretty cool. All right, we're going to take a break. When we come back, we're going to talk about our South Carolina Comic-Con Junior experience. If you were there, let us know what you bought. Let us know how much fun you had. I'm going to shout someone out. I'm sure they're listening. You listen to the Upstate Pulse right here on 106.3 WRD, continuing live on all of our social media and on the text line 71307. Really? A shepherd dog will kill a snake? Yeah, but I'm not trying to kill a snake. I want to kill the mice.
A little bat.
Is that like turned down a bunch? The
Oh yeah, I
monitor?
had it down.
Okay.
When I was in college,
Throw me off.
I was in the middle of
Yeah.
playing a game
That
in
makes me
my
feel more
room,
comfortable knowing
and I just hear a whole bunch of rustling.
because I'm worried the mic's still on.
And there's like this tiny corner in between
I hate
in between the
when I
wall
can't
and
hear that.
like the TV
That
and stuff.
just means the
Just
mic's
kind of like
on.
look in the corner. This massive coiled snake
Oh no!
was just in the corner. He just looked up at me. I'm in the
No.
house by myself.
Mm-mm.
So it's like I have no help to deal with this thing. And then I call my dad. It's just like, so there's a snake in here. How long are you gonna be? I'd like help. I can maybe deal with it on my own.
Yeah, I couldn't
And
believe how calmly she was.
I kid you
she was
not.
just like,
Dad just
Yeah, no.
goes,
baby, there's a snake, and I was just like,
You're talking to the listeners.
I
man.
know.
What?
Dad
I
just
I
goes,
see that. I'm gone.
he just
I lose the
quotes
snake,
Batman
the
v
torch is
Superman and
coming
just
out.
goes,
I don't.
That
we
house
come
is
from a
gone.
fam-
family of
bother me. I
hunters.
just
It's
don't
like,
like
no,
them
we
out.
don't.
Mm-mm.
I don't know
do
what our
snakes.
vocations
I don't
are.
do snakes. Period.
It's all over the place. And then I look back
I can pick
over,
'em up and everything,
I
like, I
end
don't-
up getting like the scissors
Nope.
or whatever
They don't
from
bother me that much.
the garden scissors to like trim small limbs and
I
stuff.
was the kid.
Walk
Whenever
back
we
into
went
my
to like
room.
They used to
anything,
bother
It was
me.
gone.
any.
That was the snake that we lost.
I was a kid.
And we could not
But,
find that thing.
I found it,
God.
by the way.
Ooh, no,
I've gotten over that.
It had died underneath the carpet.
I was the kid that whenever we went to any kind of
Really?
a
Yeah, it
zoo
was
or
just a
animal
skeleton.
thing, and if they
When
ever
I- when
brought
I
out a
pulled up
snake
all
and
the
started taking
floor
around,
to
I'm
make it
gone.
into an
I'm out.
office.
I'm like, nope, get that thing away from me.
It was under there the entire time.
Be glad it wasn't on the air.
I do not do snakes.
Baby, I'm at work. What's up?
Yeah, it was under. Yeah, when I pulled all that stuff up.
Also, was that a kazoo?
Large number one with Dr. Pepper and a McChicken. All right, love you.
I'd like spicy nuggets, please.
Bye-bye.
Wow, now everybody knows what you just ordered.
Yep. See?
Why
Good
didn't you
woman.
get? Why didn't you get the adult Happy Meal?
Oh, every time I go to get it, they say they don't have it.
So I'm glad we got them when we did.
A hatchet
Yeah.
would actually be a great. Well, no, we don't want to go with hatchets, Chris, because we don't want to damage everything around it.
Well, I wanted to go.
I don't
See-
want to. I don't want to use a
go
hatchet
and,
because I don't want to get anywhere near it.
I get you, Matthew.
like,
Trust
took
me,
my daughter
I am
there
terrified of
the day
snakes
that we
too.
went to
Because
Oh, yeah.
Strawberry Hill.
also when I was like
And,
7,
Mhm.
I was kind
gonna
of stuck
get
in the
Happy Meals
bathroom with a
just
snake.
Yeah.
Ooh, I was in the middle of being
Although those
regular.
toys are creepy.
And
but,
uh,
those toys are creepy.
just
but
like
still.
halfway through my
Even still,
business,
you
I
could've
just
got
look
2
down.
for
There's a
1,
snake right there.
you know?
It's just like,
And I have her by
ah.
myself, so
Ooh,
they able to
no.
give it to me.
Let's just say there's a bathroom
We had so
switch
much
at some
fun.
point.
We came back,
I
tried to
always
watch
had
Rings
this
of Power, and she's like,
pathological
"I don't
fear
watch
as a
this anymore,"
kid
that's why I didn't get
with
caught up.
comforters. If there was ever a crease in a comforter,
She likes it.
oh, a
but she
snake could be
likes
hiding
it
in there.
in bits and pieces.
But you know, as like
So
a
I'm just
like
gonna
a
have to
6-year-old kid,
No, I
you know,
got
like
you.
an irrational kid. But like
Let me tell you after that.
that's
I
how bad
always-
it was.
yeah.
Is
For
that a
me.
predator
When I
quote,
was-
But I'm
Chris?
not much better.
Look,
Sounds
the
like- I think
Indiana
that's a
Jones
Predator
effect
quote.
is a thing.
Oh yeah.
No, at a time, everything dies.
Yes. As I said before, it's torch time.
Oh,
if I
we-
lose that snake, it's torch
We
time.
have blunt objects, sharp objects. We have things that we could, you know.
Yes, but the whole thing is not damaging the property around you. If it's outside, it's easy to kill a snake. If it's
Well, it's not,
inside,
I wouldn't say easy, but yeah.
it's easier. The thing that I always have to worry about is collateral damage because I'm a force of destruction.
He is.
I besiege in Mount Ariad all day.
Burly bumbling.
Pearly bumbling. Stop it.
I love that Lonzo had to explain regular to you.
What do you
But
expect
not
from the guy who
everybody
still hasn't
knows
watched
everything.
still hasn't watched Princess Bride?
I also love that he has the with the ballet shoes.
I've not seen it yet.
Yeah, we know. You've seen this before, though, right?
Oh yeah.
Okay. All right. Do you know what it is?
That's Goonies.
Don't. Yeah, you looked at the. I see you look at the
No,
card name.
no,
You
I
looked
knew
at the
that.
card
That's the
name.
Goonies.
It is, but you looked at the card name.
No,
You're looking
I
at
was-
the screen.
I was literally looking at the
Are you
time on
regular?
the.
No, Lance. No. No, I'm not.
All right, welcome back into the Upstate Pulse. Alonzo here, along with Tim Snow, T2, Matt Takazi,
Hello, hello.
Cameron, show contributor 1. Last Saturday or Sunday rather was South Carolina Comic Con Junior. We were there, had a blast. We gave Matthew wrong directions, or I did, unfortunately.
I thought that Will Call was an actual part of the convention center and not just a stand at the entrance. So I went all the way around the convention
Yeah, because
center
he didn't want
twice.
he didn't want to pay $5.
I would like to say, Matthew, that I was given bad information that was then given to you.
All right, I
It
relayed
was a really
I
bad game of telephone.
I misinterpreted the information that was given to me. Cameron relayed the information perfectly. So as the middle guy, it was not his fault.
I will say there was another event going on at the same time, and I went over to one of those people when I still thought it was an actual.
So you
part
went to
of the con-
church.
I went to the
went
church
to
there,
church.
and I was like, "Do y'all know where Will Call is?" I'm trying to find Will Call. I've never seen someone look so confused in my life.
Hey, is there a will call here? There might have been. You never know.
They just started yelling, Will! Will!
Come here, Will. There's a fella out here who wants to see you, Will.
Do we got a Will call?
So anyway, once we all got in, we had a lot of fun walking up and down. And again, this is only the fourth of the size of the regular con that happens, usually in April, and had a lot of fun. I got a Aldwing, if you know what that is. You're my friend. I got a golden Aldwing, and the wings actually spread out. It looks pretty sweet. And I also got a print of Grogu, which is hand drawn by pencil, and that was pretty cool. Cameron, what did you get?
I ended up getting
Oh yeah.
I ended up getting a Daredevil handprint. I also picked up a couple of let me tell you
the dice.
Yes, I should tell you the dice story. Matthew, feel free to chime in.
Oh, yes.
Because you were the one who introduced me to this particular saleswoman who was awesome, by the way.
Oh yeah,
So
she's
there's-
great.
What was the name of her shop?
Oh my gosh, I cannot remember off the top of my head.
I think it was like smoking glue guns, or was that just like a thing that she was selling?
I don't know, but she has a pretty big following on social media because some of her stuff blew up online, and she even ended up getting in contact with the people, the Critical Role people, and made dice that she sent to them. And I learned that because she told me about this when I was at Southeast Game Exchange, because she was also there. And that's how I met her there. And she told me and another friend who was with me at the time about that, which was
that
really
is
cool.
awesome. I had no idea. So this lady specializes in like making her own dice, like making the resin like on the inside, putting stuff in there.
D&D dice, by the way.
D&D dice, yes. So I ended up picking a D20 that has like a rubber duck in the middle, just because it's just fun.
You need to mention how big it is.
Oh, it's about like half the size of my fist. It's pretty large, very sizable. And she had a lot of other kinds of dice in there, things that go from very wonderful and creative. Oh, they're all wonderful and creative. Some are slightly more disturbing, like, just the beans.
Yeah, there's one with beans. There's a couple with babies in it.
Yeah, just tiny babies.
Tiny baby doll things.
There's a lot of variants with the
one,
babies too.
One or two that are just the heads of those babies.
Oh, I didn't see that part.
Yeah, she didn't go through. She has like a whole spiel that
I'm
she'll
getting
go through.
stabbed.
I feel like I got 2/3 of the spiel then. I feel like she felt like that was enough for me. I felt like that was enough for me too. I appreciated
lost
it,
her
though.
sword, and I'm getting stabbed with it.
But if you ever go to a convention and you see she is a black woman, normally has different colored hair, and if you see that her at a stall with a bunch of dice that is a bunch of different things in it, like the bean dice, just ask her about the baby dice.
It's such a great.
You don't need to know
pitch.
anything more. Just ask her about the baby dice.
Yeah, I took a step back and I watched them talk to her about it. It was pretty cool. So there are a lot of really good vendors there. Cameron and I were walking, and there was someone behind us, and they were walking really slow. And I noticed out of the corner of my eye, it was a stormtrooper. So there was a stormtrooper that was just following us.
It's that Coruscant street sense you got.
Yeah, Yeah, that must be what it is. So Cameron never noticed, but I noticed every time. So I kept stopping on purpose, and the stormtrooper would stop behind us and pull his gun at the ready every single time, which was awesome. And then we went one way and he went another way. Now, I'm pretty sure it's the same stormtrooper. It could be a different one because the 501st had several there. 501st is awesome, by the way. We've had them on the show before. They make their own armor. They make stormtrooper armor. They make Mandalorian armor. There was a Wookiee there that was wicked too.
Oh yeah, the Wookiee looked fantastic.
Yeah, the Wookiee from Boba Fett. So we went separate ways, and then along the back wall where the 501st were, a stormtrooper steps forward to say something to me, and he said that he watches the show every week. So shout out to you. I didn't get your number.
You should have gotten the
designation.
number.
Yeah, I didn't get the trooper number. So I apologize for that. But he says you watch the show every week, and we really appreciate it. We absolutely do. And then he put his hand out for me to shake his hand, and I knew he couldn't see. And I will say it was all I could do to not mess with him, but I didn't because it was awesome.
Look, you shouldn't hold it against the stormtrooper that they have bad aim.
Yeah, I started to say, no wonder. No wonder you can't see. So anyway,
I would have said it all makes sense now. And to shake his hand.
Yeah, there was a lot of things a lot of jokes I could have made, but I didn't because it was awesome. And we do appreciate anybody who listens to the show, watches the show. We have a lot of fun doing it, as you can probably tell. So Rob Young, the owner of South Carolina Comic-Con, South Carolina Comic-Con Junior, and Borderlands Comics and Games, was on a couple weeks ago, and he said that it would be announced at the con when the grand opening for Borderlands would be, because they are moving into a huge store. Well, it's out there now, November 12th. So on November 12th will be the grand opening of the new Borderlands store, which is going to be at 410 South Pleasantburg Drive in Greenville. So cannot wait for the grand opening. Cannot wait to go in there and see the huge store and all the stuff that he's told us that he's going to start selling. He already sells a ton already, but I'm looking forward to looking through the vintage video games and
all the
some other stuff.
bountiful nerdy loot.
Yes,
that's going to be
yes.
there.
Oh, I love vintage video games.
I cannot wait for
kind of
that.
stuff.
So mark that on your calendar. November 12th. You shouldn't grab it by the blade, man. You cut yourself. November 12th, Borderlands Comics and Games grand opening, 410 South Pleasantburg Drive. We're going to take a break. When we come back, we're going to break down the final episode of the season for She-Hulk. and Rings of Power. You listen to the Upstate Pulse right here on 106.3 WORD. Continuing live on all of our social media. Thank you, Chris. I appreciate that. Give me back my katana.
You don't want that.
There are valuable lessons while sword fighting that I taught Cameron.
Guard your fingers.
Yes.
For the love of God.
Yes. Guard your fingers.
Guard your fingers.
It's a valuable lesson.
That is
you know?
exactly why swords have guards on them.
Yes. I've never
Sadly,
legitimately
you're-
sword fought before. But if I did, I'm going for your fingers if they're exposed. Because if I cut your fingers off, you ain't holding that sword.
This is why you would be a very powerful Sith. Because we were using lightsabers. So lightsabers don't have any guards. And the way that you fight with lightsabers, you're constantly moving. So you don't get your fingers caught.
On Facebook, and he said, just heard you guys talking about the Bigfoot Festival in Westminster. He says his band played there last night, and he only saw one Sasquatch. He
Only
said-
one.
Yeah, he said while we were there, he really seemed to dig the music.
Hey, you know, that's the thing. That's the thing. What style of music does he play though? I'm
I
curious.
don't
He
know.
didn't
He doesn't
say,
say.
so we don't know. What kind of music would you think a Sasquatch would like?
Metalcore.
I don't know.
That's a lot of hair.
You
to
got to
bang.
think about it.
I mean, yeah, but like
Sasquatch hides in the backwoods, so I'm thinking
Lots of banjo music.
banjo for sure.
banjo music.
Yeah,
I don't know why, but I'm just imagining it.
that'd be bluegrass. I think he's down with some
no,
I
bluegrass.
just
say
want to
folk
imagine
music
a
over
Sasquatch getting down at like a techno rave, has like all the like finger like all the lights and stuff going.
You see, the reason that nobody's ever
Welcome to the
really
tree rave,
captured
man.
a proper picture of Sasquatch is because he's actually a gamer and he never touches grass. He never goes out.
That could be
It
it.
could be
Yep.
absolutely could be that.
It's true.
He might be the OG gamer, the first one.
The-
He actually made
He's
Pong.
probably destroying everybody on
I-
Call of
yeah.
Duty or something, dude.
I was progenitor.
Oh, Call of Duty comes out
I
next week.
created Paul.
Or no, not next week. 2 weeks.
Sasquatch
The 28th.
was the Legend 27 all along.
Hmm.
We haven't gotten anything. I blame Tim.
Oh yeah, it's always.
Isn't that a good thing though? This means it's more to get to.
Well, luckily we're not contractually obligated to get to anything. So
I mean, we talked
mean-
about the sponsor. I,
there's
think that's.
that.
I mean,
yeah, I mean,
That's pretty good.
yeah, that's
yeah.
about all we have to cover. All that matters is that if the listeners are having fun and if we're having fun, then it's a good night. Isn't that right, guys?
Man, that sounded so fake. It did. It
That was the
just
whole
was
point.
Not. It was not.
I can't do genuine. I have to either be cutting or sarcastic.
I'm sorry. I can't do genuine.
Impossible. I am incapable of feeling proper emotions like what humans feel.
Bro.
Bro.
I'm not gonna blame you on that, but that music takes care of itself, so I'm not gonna, you know. But
I
you
didn't know that.
blended it. You did all right. You did okay.
Yeah, not too bad, huh?
All right for an ex DJ. We
Yeah.
got one more break, right?
I'm
Yeah, we
still
do.
a DJ.
Yeah.
Did you have a DJ name?
I did.
It's DJ Tim.
It was DJ Timmer.
All right, that's better than what I was expecting.
I mean, that's literally what it was. It was spelled Timmay.
Scooter GSP on the YouTube page says, guys, it was announced this week that Critical Role's The Legend of Vox Machina has been picked up for a third season, and that season 2 will premiere in January. I know. I'm looking forward to it. I just I don't think the language is necessary, but that's fine. You know, I just
To be fair to them, they did cuss a lot in the actual live
They're
stream.
basically
so-
taking scenes from.
No, I know. I've been
Yeah.
told. So because when we watched the first season, I was asking Cameron, how accurate is this to the actual, you know,
pretty accurate.
yeah. So,
I mean, I feel like it's not a 1-to-1, obviously.
Yeah, that would
Like-
make for a proper story.
but if you watch something and you immediately find some favorite characters and things like that, it's pretty good. Just don't watch it with your kids. That's all.
Don't do that.
Yeah.
Especially because of Scanlan.
Yeah.
there's a
if
reason that
there's
it's
a-
rated what it's
if
rated.
there's a
Yes.
gnome, if there's a gnome around, the kids should not be around.
Unless it's
Yes.
Pike.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Well, even she can get, when she's been drinking, she can
True.
get mouthy or whatever you want to say. All right, let's talk about She-Hulk. Cameron and I believe, are the only ones in the room who have seen the season finale of
No,
She-Hulk.
I watched it.
Did you? Did
I
you watch
watched
it?
it.
Okay. All right.
Would you say that it was a show that you watched?
It certainly was a show that I watched.
I feel like that was going to be your take.
I have a lot to say about the finale, honestly, because the finale itself was a fun time. I had a fun time with it, but it also exemplified exactly my issues with the series and what it felt like, because it wasn't worth to get to that point. It was a fun time, but it felt like the writers came up with, oh, these last couple episodes will be a really cool time. We're going to introduce Daredevil into the MCU. We're going to do this fun metatextual look at the MCU as a whole, with the most obvious jokes that you can make with it a little bit sometimes, but still fun time. And I enjoyed that nonetheless. But it felt like the first half of the series was just them kind of filling time to set up a couple things here and there but otherwise just filling in time to get to this point. And it was a fun time when I got there, but man, slogging through 6 or 7 episodes that really just were not a fun time to get to that just brings the whole series down to my point.
All right.
I
I get what you're saying. And a couple of those episodes, I think, were like that. I don't think all of them, but I think you got to establish a character for people who have no idea who it is. And also she's got to break the fourth wall a lot, because some people won't get it right away. Why is she talking to the camera? A lot of people don't understand what fourth wall is. Anyway, so I liked it. I love when she went to the load screen for Disney.
Yeah, the Disney Plus homepage.
Yeah, that was great. That was great. And how she picked the assembled thing to go to. It just made sense. And I liked that Kevin is a robot. I thought that was funny.
Did you notice that he has the little
Yeah,
hat?
yeah.
Yes.
And the fact that the bad guy was pretty easy to pick from the beginning. We knew that's who that guy was going to be.
Yeah.
It was Todd, right? Did I get it
Yes.
right this time?
I think that's his name.
I only know of one good
A
Todd.
bad guy named Todd? Or is
Yeah.
it a good guy?
No, he's a bad guy named
He's a
Todd.
bad guy.
He's a bad guy named Todd.
Most Todds are evil, except if they're twisted.
We did get to see Scar, but I didn't like Scar's look too much. I guess it's a modern take on Scar. Scar is the Hulk's son, because the Hulk was on the War World
On Sakaar.
Sakaar, and fathered 2 children, and he brought one of them back with him. So
It looks like they did indeed skip World War Hulk, it sounds like.
Well-
I'm assuming.
well,
They
I
might
don't
still
know.
do it.
Kevin
But
said there's a movie coming, and he tried to tell us what it was.
yeah, I mean,
He could have been
maybe,
lying.
but
Yeah, I think that's actually
don't
what he was
know.
trying to warn her about.
All right. By the way, also the writing crew that when she invades, that's the actual writing crew.
Yep.
So I thought that was kind of cool.
Yeah,
too.
it was a fun fourth wall break.
Yeah.
Yeah. I really had fun with
The other
final
thing is this
episode.
show
I
was
did.
never going to have high stakes. It was always going to be a comedic sitcom.
Which she says from the very beginning. It's a legal sitcom led by a woman. You know,
Yeah.
which I could
And
care
that's
less about.
totally
that.
fine.
Yeah.
My issue is always mostly with the writing, and the early effects work was a really subpar, but it got a lot better by the end. I will give it that for sure.
I do agree about like the effects actually were what I was worried about the most when I was coming in to watch
See,
this.
I can deal with bad effects as long as the writing's good.
I think after a
If the
while,
writing
didn't
is
have
good?
that, in my opinion.
I think after a while, the effects didn't bother me as much. I
I
just
mean,
think, I think you
well,
get
I
used
just
to
feel
it.
like I can get
Well,
behind
no,
a
they
story better
legitimately
than I
got
can.
better is the thing.
You know, you can have the most amazing effects in the world, and the story's bad. The whole thing is bad.
All right, H. O'Neill
That's just me.
on the Facebook page says, I may be late, but how do y'all feel with Werewolf by Night? Yeah, we talked about that last week. We loved it.
Oh yeah, that thing was fantastic.
That was very good. And there's supposed to be some more one-offs like that, including maybe Nova. I don't care about Nova that much, but there's a rumor out there that they're going to do that with a lot of other things. I don't know. All right, so let me ask you, Matthew, do you think there should be a season 2 of She-Hulk?
I mean, I could see it getting one. I don't think it
I-
necessarily needs it or has to have it, but I'm not going to sit here and be like, no, this doesn't deserve a second season.
Yeah, there are
It's-
some people that would do that. Do you think you're in the demographic for it?
Um,
Because I don't.
No,
I
I'm
think
probably not, but That
By the
doesn't
way,
mean I've been out of the demographic of other shows that I've also enjoyed.
I don't think anyone in this room is in the demographic that they're shooting for.
Oh yeah, for
So
sure.
and that's fine because I went into it watching it in that way. So there are things that
It was
I,
worth it just for Wong. And
yeah,
to
yeah.
see-
I mean, you know, and we got Madison.
Will she be there?
I got a feeling that Madison back in the day was at one of Tim's parties that he was DJing. I just kind of feeling. I kinda feel like she was there. Yeah.
Bro, I had a lot of parties. I
And
can't
the
remember them
lie's
all.
not where you think. All right, we're going to take a break. When we come back, we're going to talk about the last episode of Rings of Power and what we thought about that. You are listening to the Upstate Pulse right here on 106.3 WRD, continuing live on all of our stream pages. And if I say them all, it will take us to the top of the hour, and I just don't have enough time for that. And that was a Terra Close. Yeah. That was one of those.
Is that like an Irish goodbye?
I don't know what that is.
You say nothing and you leave.
Is that how that works?
Yes,
How do you know?
I've done it before.
I guess you do have some Irish blood in you. So,
I'm all the angry people.
yes, you are. All of them. Every one of the angry people is the Cameron.
It explains so much. My genealogy is that of rage.
By the way, if you are watching on the stream and you're wondering why I'm holding a sword, I will say, why not?
Yeah, why not?
Why not? It's a Nerf sword. It's not real, but I tell you, it will sting.
Honestly, I just would be like, now I know you have questions about this. So Matthew,
Yeah.
how are you?
Yeah. I'm doing wonderful. Thank you for asking.
I don't like how you responded.
So
to that.
this is a Nerf sword. It's actually Michonne's from Walking Dead. See, it says Walking Dead. I'm going to do this because I don't know if you get flagged for, doing that sort of thing. And if you can read this,
What,
man, you
wiggling
got
your
good eye
sword?
movement. So someone will be facing the Nerf Wall in the next hour,
Do
which
we get to
reminds
do
me.
a katana throw too?
No. Would you like to get a katana thrown at you?
If I get to do it to other people, then yes.
Do unto others, man.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's
That's
exactly,
what he just said.
I guess that is it. Yeah.
Do unto others as you'd have done unto you. If you're fine with having a katana thrown at you,
You're right, Chris. We do need a hatchet and a Bowie knife. I'll work on that.
no.
I need to be completely suited up like a samurai or something. Although samurais don't shoot Nerf guns, but
No, they don't.
well, trust me, I have other weapons in the office, formerly known as weapons of correction. I have a nice hammer. I've got an axe, which actually I need to bring that axe in here in case someone needs to use it as covering.
Oh yes,
Works well for protection.
it has a wide surface.
It does. Yeah.
Honestly, I feel like we should all just walk in here with a cup, and like as we.
You know what? I'd like
That's
to trust my friends to not aim there.
What's this trust word you're throwing
So
around?
I don't know. A 45 is. See, here's the problem, Chris. After facing the wall with the gun that Rob Young brought in, nothing compares to that.
No.
That's
Definitely not.
That's a Jesse Ventura rotary gun. Yeah, it's just. That thing is. Had to rev up. It was like a mini gun from Fallout.
Let me tell you, being
it's-
next to that thing was interesting.
Yeah, it's like, and I'm the first one getting shot by it going, man, that's gonna hurt. Well, look at that. Florida State just scored on Clemson.
I was disappointed I couldn't be there that week because my family had COVID.
Yeah, you would have enjoyed it.
I would have. That would have been fun.
I agree. Rod Brown does deserve the wall, and Chris gets it. Today, Rod Brown was at a.
Can I walk out when you do Rings of Power?
You gave him the option.
Yes, I did.
I don't want to be spoiled.
And
I will go home and watch it.
No, I will let you walk out. We've got a short segment, and Matthew, if he will come and get you when we're done.
Yeah, because I won't have anything to say because I haven't watched it. So
I mean, I could just come in at 58.
You don't even know if our review would take that long.
All right. Well, if it does, I'll come back in at 58.
There's no need for sacrifice, Chris. He's going to face that wall eventually. Welcome back into the Upstate Pulse, final segment of the first hour. Lonzo here along with T2, Matthew, and Cameron. And because I am a gracious host, I am a gracious host.
What a way with words.
I am going to allow
The skilled orator.
I am going to allow the young one to leave. You're not the youngest person in the room. But anyway, you're younger than me. I'm gonna let.
I'm pretty sure I'm the youngest
I was
person.
going to say,
you
yeah,
are,
Matthew,
you
you
are,
are.
you are.
I'm always used to being
and not
the
nearly
youngest.
as young as people probably think.
Yeah, I've literally ran into that. Well, actually, no, I've ran into people that thought I was older than I am, who heard me on the radio and thought I was in like my 30s or 40s.
Hey man, this is your last chance. You got to quit. I mean, yeah, going out there. So I'm letting
Take it or leave it.
Tim hasn't watched the final episode of Rings of Power, so we are going to spoil. So if you haven't watched it, I don't want you to turn away. But if you're going to, come back at the top of the hour. So we are going to we're going to break down the final episode. So everything has been leading towards two different people to be Saruman. To be Sauron. Yeah, Saruman's not there yet. To be Sauron. And here's the thing. I knew who it was. I just didn't want Cameron to be right because everything
You're
pointed.
such a supportive
No,
father.
no. That's not it. Because it was too obvious.
Yeah.
I want the swerve. I want people to go, oh my gosh, it's the kid.
Here's the
I
thing.
mean, you know,
Some people didn't pick up on the fact that
Yeah,
Halbrand,
I don't get those
because,
people.
well, here's the thing.
All right, so in case you didn't know, you spoiled it. Halbrand is Sauron. And
The other thing I gotta say is sometimes when people are good liars, it's obvious, but you don't want it to be. They can
Well-
be charming and they can be very friendly, and you can want them to be a certain way.
all right, here's the reason why I didn't want Halbrand to be Sauron, because of Galadriel. And that's how they wrote it. They wrote it in a way where you knew they were going to be connected, and she had been hurt so much with the death of her brother, and the fact that you're pursuing the ultimate evil, and he's by your side, has saved your life, you've saved his life. And at the end, he offers his hand to Galadriel. And yeah, it may not be canon, but I don't care. I think it adds such a layer to the actual story for Lord of the Rings, knowing, when we see Galadriel in Lord of the Rings, knowing what she did like 1,000 years before or something like that, the fact that almost everything's kind of her fault.
It's just, again, Sauron is a great deceiver. It's his major thing.
Well, Sauron is basically Satan, and Satan is a deceiver. So, a smiling deceiver, the dude that knows exactly he's a guy that comes to the party.
The lines that he spoke
Yeah.
when she was talking about going back through everything, he's like, I didn't do that. You did.
Right.
I didn't say anything. You did. You're the one who brought all this about. I was just following you.
Matthew was talking about poor writing in She-Hulk. I thought the writing in Rings of Power, especially in this final episode, was excellent in that scene. How he took her back to all the different spots where she made decisions and showed her that he never did anything. She did it. So she has to live with that. And elves are a long-lived race. So she has to live with that her entire life, knowing that a good portion of everything that's about to happen, she could have stopped it, and she didn't. Or she might have been able to stop it. We don't know if she actually could have killed him or not.
Probably not. I sincerely doubt she would have been able to kill him right there.
But she could have tried.
She did try.
Did she?
She got her hand caught and she got her mind messed with.
Yeah,
So
well,
no.
Yeah, but okay.
He left her in the river.
All right. And so the acolytes or whatever they were, I forget the name of the worshipers of Sauron, who thought that Gandalf was actually Sauron and he tore them up. And when he did that, also, you could see that they are from the unseen place and look a lot like Ringwraiths look like when Frodo puts on the ring in Lord of the Rings.
I think they're a different kind. They could be wraiths.
They could be.
They could just be wraiths.
The way they did that, the effects were really good. And I got to say, I know some people are more, they got to pick House of Dragon over Rings of Power. Rings of Power, as I've said from the beginning, has that feel that Lord of the Rings had to it. That feeling that makes you like, this is, but as someone who read the books a long time ago and always wanted to see it in visual, and now we're starting to see things in visual, I just had that feeling again with this. And I really enjoyed it. And I like that at the end of it, only 3 rings were made. So There's some more rings that need to be made. I was always, and I don't know if this is any different, and Cameron read the poem again last night. I don't think that it says that they were all made at once. That all the rings were made at once, the rings for the men and the rings for the dwarves and the rings for the elves, or the one ring itself. So if they continue on, maybe next season is for the dwarves. And the season after that is for the 9 rings of men. And then the final season is for the 1 ring. And then we get the battle where Isildur chops his digits off.
After Elendil dies.
Exactly. I really enjoyed this. I really did.
I thought it was good too.
And I like that my wife, Cameron's mom, also enjoyed it and was, when she's like, I'm ready to watch this. I want to watch this now. And I like that because that means she's really invested in it too. And we also, the best thing of the whole thing to me is the connection between Gandalf, even though he's not called that, the Grey Wanderer, Gandalf and the Harfoots, who will eventually become hobbits. And Nori. Love Nori, love Poppy. Some of the other ones, not so much. But I love those two. I thought they were excellent. And so the very first Hobbit adventure going off with a wizard happened at the end of the show. And I thought that was great. That wasn't the very end. The very end was Halbrand walking into Mordor. Yeah,
where the shadows lie.
Where the shadows lie. Yes. All right,
Awesome.
Matthew, you may, if you will, go get Tim as we. So, what do you guys think about Rings of Power and She-Hulk? Give us a text at 71307. Sorry, I haven't asked Matthew if we have text. I just forgot to ask that. Do we have any text, Matthew?
We got one text coming in talking about Rings of Power. Guys, the stranger as Sauron just wouldn't be right by definition.
All right,
Sauron
all right,
is
close
a
your ears.
malevolent.
Close your ears. Never mind. Never mind.
Sorry.
Never mind.
I'm
not
sorry. I didn't
listening.
think
Never
about that
mind.
right as
Never
you came
mind.
in.
He still doesn't know what it is.
Yeah, I
We're
didn't
good.
hear it.
We're good. We're good. We're absolutely good.
So sorry about that. We're not going to read any of those.
Yeah, usually I mean that's my bad. My bad. Thank you for the text though. I appreciate it. Now you can do nothing but send in Rings of Power texts and hope that Tim doesn't read them. That would be very mean and very
I actually
evil.
don't have
know
the
what?
text line up.
You know what? Before
It's fair. He
Before-
won't be able to read them anyway. because
before
it takes effort.
before we head out to break, let me tell you, the next person that's safe in this room from the Nerf Wall. The Nerf Wall happens in the next hour. The next person that's safe. We should have a drum roll. I got one in there somewhere. We should do the drum roll. You don't have enough time to find. Don't do that.
I'll see if it's in here.
You guys will break. I wasn't talking to you. I was talking to the drummers over there. You might break something.
It's a solid
To
table.
the shepherd
Yeah, I'm talking about. Yeah, we've
boy.
got some wires that are frayed.
Because
Oh,
why would
yeah,
why
that's
would you
right.
name it
Yeah.
drum roll?
Yeah, why would I do that? I used to have one in there. So anyway, the person that is safe, that will not face the Nerf Wall, is me.
I knew it. I knew it.
Is
I knew it.
me. I'm not facing the Nerf Wall.
Biggest disappointment of the night
Isn't it?
after Rob
Well,
Brown.
I think Rob was the biggest disappointment. All right, you are listening to the Upstate Pulse. One more big hour to come. We're talking video games. Someone's hitting the Nerf Wall, and we're hitting the Nerd Roundtable next. But we're still live on the air during the break. So turn to social media.
By the way, I would suggest for drum roll, we just go.
Every time I do that, the hernia that I think is healed that's in here is not.
Yeah, you can't do that.
Yeah,
I'll do that.
because I keep doing the Chris Farley thing, like he's having a heart attack. I've done that a couple times on the Rob Brown show.
Yeah,
and I
don't
hurt
do
myself
that. You kept
because I'm
doing that.
stupid. Because I hit myself right where it
You
is.
don't hit it in the bone. You hit it in the peck.
well, I mean,
Where you got meat.
You gotta do it Mosh Kid Boo style.
to do it the proper way. To do it the proper way, you got to hit it where it hurts. I guess. I don't know.
No, that's not how that works. Don't hurt yourself.
All right. So when we come back, we can do House of Dragon.
Yep.
We also will talk about Robbie Coltrane.
Nope.
And then second segment, the plan is video games.
Video games.
All them video
3 and 4? No, there's only 3.
Scooter, actually, I think he's going to force him to bow or he's not going to be around. Talk about Sauron to the father.
Well, I think he is right, though. What he's trying to say is
Oh, I didn't know it's Morgoth. I didn't know it's
Morgoth.
Morgoth. I was thinking the other thing. Yes.
Morgoth is a Satan figure
Well,
in this case because he's the bigger bad.
so then if Morgoth is a Satan figure, then Sauron is technically the Antichrist.
I guess that would be a better analogy. Or he's just another bad guy.
You don't need to be a martyr, man. We'll get him on that
Chris,
wall.
we don't need to do that.
Dude, I am when it comes to this stuff, I am the most patient person in the world. I really
when it
am.
comes to bits,
Yes. I can wait if you guys can wait.
you'll at some point.
The
unveil a
problem is-
20-year-old prank.
You know what I could do? See, but I don't want to put the Nerf Wall in the boo box because he never loses, and I'm probably losing right now. I haven't even looked. I'm probably got to pull something out of that stupid box.
Why don't you just
again.
load the boo box?
I can't do that. I can't. I don't want to cross. I don't mind cross promoting the shows, but I don't want to cross promote punishments. I don't want to do that. Although if he does lose and have to pull something out of the box, I hope he has to sing because I've been telling him it's going to be a hymn, and he is not. And he is not happy about that.
Can he do that? Will he not catch on fire?
We'll see. Well, I have a song in mind, but I may not do it because I don't want to.
That might just cause more problems. Here, Chris, we at the Upstate Pulse do not condone sacrifice. We do not condone human
especially our own.
sacrifice. Yes.
I mean, you know, it's just.
What's
You know.
this Devil
If it was
Wears-
somebody
Devil Wears
else,
Prada? That's a
maybe,
great
but
song.
not you, Chris.
Are you talking about the Devil Wears Prada movie? Did you
I
watch that
mean-
movie?
The band.
If it's funny though,
Is the band based on the movie?
What is human sacrifice?
Are you sure?
I mean, if
Yeah,
some
I'm
guy
guessing the
just
movie
tumbled
came
into a
first.
Volcano. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
but
Hey, look,
Uh,
two
we
ugly
don't
tigers.
have a volcano.
oh man,
They're
wouldn't it be funny
metalcore
if some
band.
guy just tumbled into a volcano and died?
I do like that song.
We here at the Upstate Pulse do not condone falling into a volcano and dying.
All right, we don't condone being tossed into a volcano and dying.
Well, if you're going to die in a volcano, it's better to be tossed in there than to jump yourself.
Either way sucks.
You know, you burn and die.
Hey, which one of these posters won?
The one with me as king.
The one with me as a knight.
I have a crown on. It's a crown. Although I think I may have a crown on a couple of them.
Large. It's already on large. Oh well. I figured changing it up a little bit.
Wish you guys would take me off a group test while I'm on the air.
Silence your phone.
No, because the boss is on the group text.
Oh,
So I see his name and I think, uh-oh, and it's just a group text about something else. I'm just about ready to block all of you.
You can block and unblock quickly, right?
No, I have no idea how to block. I seriously don't know how to block.
sounds like a personal problem.
Well, I used to know how to block back in the day. When I,
say that, all I'm thinking is,
when,
you
when
got
I,
a block line!
when I all the way to college blocking. I haven't watched a good Western in a while.
I watched Tombstone not too long ago.
You can't help it. If that's on, you got to watch it.
Still gotta say, Silverado is probably my favorite.
Silverado, for a lot of people, wouldn't be, but I really like Silverado.
It's just the cast is really
And you got to watch it a bunch of times because I like it.
Yeah,
So,
I know. That's probably what
you got like a special edition of that thing. It's just in a cool case.
so many discs too.
Yeah, it was really neat.
All right, and save and close.
Mister, I don't want to kill you and you don't want to be dead. No. All right. Clemson is just tied the game.
I don't know why my thought went to the Upstate Pulse does a Western.
I don't know. This is another thing where I think Tim and I could pull it off, but I'm not sure you guys could.
Well, I could.
You guys don't look like cowboys.
Sheriff and deputy.
All right. All right, so yeah, you go ahead and get it ready.
That's a
you
new
go ahead.
breed.
All right. You know what? I'm not doing this till you play the intro. So should I point out where the intro is? Right up there in the corner. Look how red his face is.
Such a dumb mistake.
That's what happens when you're not here. You lose practice.
Shh.
You know, I'd make a joke and say everybody should look down on him for the mistake, but his camera's already doing that for him. I'm just kidding.
Are you gonna fade or what? Are you keeping it all loud on purpose?
Not if he's being mean over there.
I saw the camera angle and I knew I had a joke there and I wanted to make the joke. I love you, man, but I had to make the
Welcome
joke.
into
I like the camera
hour
angle.
number 2 of the Upstate Pulse. We finally got it started eventually. So, I mean, you know, overconfidence will do that to you. It will.
Yeah, late start's better than nothing.
It's happened to all of us before. All right, it's happened to me and Tim. You guys have never had to do that. We were just having a discussion off the air about Westerns. And as in a lot of things, Tim and I fit well in some things. And then Cameron and Matthew don't.
Look,
Tim and I were
here's the thing.
we could be in a Western, and then Cameron's like, yeah, we'd be the sheriff and deputy. You're right. But
Yeah,
me
dude.
and Tim and riding in, the chances are they're looking for a new sheriff and deputy in a
Yeah.
Western. Because that's the
town
time.
ain't big enough for the two of us.
now,
Wow.
deputy,
Oh, that was
gotta
pretty
calm
good.
down a
That
bit.
was
you'll
pretty
kill
good.
him with your voice.
All right, now
Either that or we'd end up being a gang called the Clean Cut Boys.
yeah. Now I got to
Don't
write
mess
that.
with them Clean Cut Boys.
Yeah, because I don't think those existed back in the day. Everybody just looked dirty. They just did.
Except for us, that's what makes us stand out. We're the
It
Clean
would.
Cut Boys.
It would. It also would make you a target.
That depends if they're alive enough to be able to shoot us.
Yeah, someone here doesn't fit. Speaking of shooting, Nerf Wall is coming up at the end of the show, near the end of the show. I think before we get into some House of Dragon from Tim, I need to tell you the next person that is safe. We already know that Rob Brown's not on the wall again, and I'm not on the wall. And I've faced that wall many a times, including Rob Young's rotary gun. And it hurt. And I've been shot by the big guns too. So, and they hurt. And no one in this room has been shot by the big guns.
I got shot point blank by the double barrel shotgun by Mr. Pappy over there.
I think we all know. I think we all know that did not
Thought I
hurt.
forgot about that, huh?
Oh. Well, that's going to be a shame if you should happen to be on the wall.
I
Cameron.
really hope I'm
that,
not.
that would be a shame. I will tell you, the next person is
He gut shot me
the
with that
next
thing.
person that is safe in this
Look, I
room.
didn't miss.
Do you guys want to know who's safe?
Yes.
love
You guys
to
want to
know.
know who's safe? The next person that's safe in this room is the only other person in this room that's been shot.
Hey, that means me, right?
Tim is
Yeah.
safe.
Whoa.
I'm safe.
So that
Yes.
means either
Woo.
Cameron,
It's going to be one of the Clean Cut Boys.
one of the clean cut boys, is facing the wall today.
Yes.
And we will find out who that is.
Oh, dude, we could be the ghosts of the West
Payback is
because we're so
coming.
pale.
All right. That's just you're just too
That's a killer. That's a killer
you're
name.
just too excited
sorry.
about that.
The
Yeah.
ghosts of the West.
You'd be thinking about that, either one of
Ghost
you.
of-
which-
what-
when
the
one
West
the
of
you
what?
race
facing
of the
wall.
West.
The
Race
west
of the
of
West.
what?
Just the general West of America.
Just to the west? Okay. I was
West
Just
of
we're
the-
going with the cowboy theme. I'm sorry.
West of the Mason-Dixon.
west of the Mason.
That's a north-south delineation.
yeah, that's what I was
I
thinking.
know. I know. That's why
That doesn't
I
make
said
any
it.
sense.
Thank you. All right. So, House of the Dragon, latest episode, or the last couple episodes. Tim's the only one in the room who has seen it.
Right. Well, since I've missed pretty much all the other weeks because I was, not here, I'm just gonna do the end show up until episode 8. So a lot of time jumps. We've had a lot of time jumps with House of the Dragon. There was one jump where the kids are a little bit more grown, and Aemon Targaryen decides to steal a dragon from his uncle's deceased wife, so his aunt. Yeah, so like in Game of Thrones,
By the way, good luck
aunts and
trying to
uncles
figure
and
out who's-
sisters and
yeah.
brothers is really hard to kind of determine. So Anyways, so
we have that pure blood.
that was really cool to see.
I see the tree has no
only
branches.
thing I hated about that episode was the fact that it was so dark, like you could hardly see anything. So I'm not sure why they did that,
Haven't
but
they had a problem with that before?
yeah, they did. It was during it was the Long Night episode, where it was so dark you couldn't see anything. Don't know why they keep doing that, but I really wish they would stop it. But even still, from what
They've
little
been
I did see,
criticized for that, and they're doing it on purpose, even to the point where there are posts telling you how to adjust your TV.
yeah, dude,
so you
it's
can
so
see it better.
stupid. It's so dumb. But anyways, from what I did see in Aemon Targaryen riding the dragon and losing his eye, was really cool to see. And once again, like if you don't know the story is told to you in the original Game of Thrones. It's told to you by Shireen Baratheon and Joffrey Baratheon. Is he a Baratheon? I don't think so. But anyways, so the story of Rhaenyra and Aegon Targaryen. So just kind of seeing it all come together as it has, and with the time jumps. And now King Viserys, he's gone. He died. Really cool, really great send off for him. I really enjoyed watching, him in his last episode. I thought he did an amazing job. And also I can't forget about, Rhaenyra and Daemon Targaryen getting married. She married her uncle. So that happened. But you know
She
what?
married Dr.
I
Who.
understand that might gross some people out, but if you're into the show and
All right, it grosses everyone out. But
Yeah.
I get what you're saying. I mean,
if you're into the show,
you're
you
making-
kind of want that to
so
happen.
you're making it sound like it's acceptable behavior in today's society, and we don't live in Utah.
But
So,
you
I
got to
mean,
think about it in
Why was
terms.
Utah the first? I mean, the low hanging fruit there's Alabama, but
No, I was thinking really Kentucky, but I didn't want to hurt the family.
You got to
Go
think.
ahead.
You got to think about it in terms of arranged marriages. So, like, arranged marriages aren't necessarily about love and physical attraction. It's about power, and those two together
It's
are
also
a
about
powerhouse.
It's about heirs.
And heirs, yeah.
Yes.
So, like, those two together are a powerhouse, and because Rhaenyra is King Viserys's heir, with her and Daemon together, they're both dragon riders. They're both, they both have wealth and esteem and allies and things like that. For what's coming up, it's gonna be awesome. So we only got two more episodes in House of the Dragon for this season. There is going to be a season 2. Season 2 has been renewed. So really looking forward. We are on episode 8. Episode 9 is tomorrow, and then next Sunday is going to be the finale of season 1.
So Tim's not going to be here next week, so we'll find out after the finale, I guess.
Yes.
We will get a chance to talk. All right, before we go to our first break in the hour, we lost someone that everyone who listens to this show probably knows who they are, and that would be Robbie Coltrane, the actor who played Hagrid in Harry Potter. I didn't know he was he was actually also in GoldenEye and The World Is Not Enough. So he's actually in some James Bond films.
Yep.
Been in a ton of things. But yeah, he passed away at the age of 72. I believe it was today.
Oh man, that's sad.
I
That's
didn't realize
sad.
he was that old.
Rest in peace, Hagrid.
Yeah. Well, the makeup made him, but it's been a while since Harry Potter
True. It's
came
been
out.
20 years.
It absolutely
yeah.
has.
Yesterday, actually, he passed away yesterday.
Yeah. So, so he was probably what, in his 50s or 60s when he first started doing the part and the makeup and everything. But he's got to be one of your favorite characters in Harry Potter.
Absolutely.
I mean,
oh, yeah.
I think everybody loves
How could you
Hagrid.
not like Hagrid?
he just reminds you of that uncle that lets you do things you probably shouldn't be able to do. And
I shouldn't have
then-
said that.
yeah. It's that uncle.
Oh
yeah.
God, I am that uncle.
Also the uncle that you find information out from. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's one of those in every building. You just got to know who they are.
Right.
There's a couple
right.
here. All right. So we're going to take a break. When we come back, we're going to talk some video games. You listen to the Upstate Pulse right here on 106.3 WORD, continuing live on our social media. Send us a text 71307. So, you guys worried?
No, I'm ready. I'm ready to shoot at you with your own guns.
I'm so happy I'm safe.
Look at you. You genuinely are happy. I don't blame
really
you.
am, dude.
I don't blame you, dude. Dude, I've managed to stay off that wall for 3 times. I'm pretty excited about that myself.
I know, right? It's just a sigh of relief over here, man.
You look nervous.
I don't know that it's finally, I know what I'm talking about as far as wrestling goes, but maybe it is.
Why is it doing that?
I will have you guys know, I only missed one. This was so I went like 5-1.
Way to go, you.
Yeah. So I only missed one match. So I was first. Rob Brown was second. You got to
Here's the
remember
thing:
that.
in this game, it doesn't matter who wins.
It doesn't.
It matters who
It doesn't.
loses.
It matters who's dead last.
It's whoever can outrun the bear. It's not really a matter. It's whoever isn't the slowest.
Why you always give the fat boy your extra sandwich? Oh, you'll see.
What?
You'll see. When that bear comes, you'll see. When that zombie comes, you'll see.
Oh, you didn't.
Chris actually brings up a great.
Robots don't care if you're fat.
No.
Although you would still be pretty
I
slow.
forgot to tell you to try the YouTube.
I wasn't talking about you. I'm making in general.
I wasn't calling myself.
Okay, all right. I just want to make sure.
I'm getting back to being built.
Getting back to being built,
Yes.
like Legos.
Constructed.
Kind of like Legos. Slightly rounded Legos, but still.
He's working
Legos.
on his swole, yo.
Swag.
No,
No,
he's
I-
working on his
When you
swole.
want to talk about built,
I know
right
what
over
I'm
here
talking
at me, I am
Swag.
built like a toothpick.
Very thin construction, good sir.
All right,
Down
so
angle.
I was rounding the hill today.
I can sit back.
I was rounding the hill.
Get cresting.
I rounded the hill, then I went over it. So you can round a hill before you go over it. So I was rounding the hill, and I heard the distant sounds of. It's like,
Classic.
Uh-oh.
great. It's probably just one pig. That's all. Even though pigs are my nemesis on video games. So then I crested the hill.
Oh,
And there were, I was leading into the story. That's
okay, so
you
you
know.
rounded before you crested. I
Yeah.
thought you just crested.
Yeah, no.
Before when you were telling
No,
me this, you just crested.
In Assassin's Creed, you round something while you send up your bird. This is not my bird. And let the bird, scout things out. I didn't send the bird up this time because I know it was a pig. I heard there was a pig. I
Should've
walked
sent
up
the
there.
bird.
There was an alpha pig, and there was like 15 pigs, and there was a dude in the middle of them going, "Oh no, help me!" And he was dead. And it's like, oh great.
I gotta tell you, I miss Eagle Vision in that game. I don't like the bird.
Why? It's the same vision.
No, it's not.
It is. There's a
Being able
bird
to
in
see
every
through
game. They
walls
do the
as
same
opposed to-
thing.
To having the bird.
You can see through walls.
You can if you highlight them, but
No. All you gotta do is pull a left trigger and make him stationary, and he can look through anything.
oh yeah, that's Odyssey. In Valhalla, it didn't do that at all.
Valhalla's still my favorite. I do like Odyssey, but Valhalla's still
Almost
my favorite.
like
I'm glad, but
I didn't think Black Flag would ever be replaced, but it has been.
Crowbar,
but-
I think you got the wrong show, man.
But keep in mind,
Black Flag, dude. I liked Black Flag.
Yeah.
I liked Rogue better.
no,
than
not that I know of. I love the sea shanties and all that stuff, but on Odyssey you get that too.
And fishing for whales and sharks. That was kind of cool.
Oh
I
my.
haven't fished for a while. Is
That's
it?
emphatic.
Is it
No,
some?
we can't do that.
No, I'm not reading it.
Is
on air.
it? Is it against for or like something totally different?
Someone's not
It's
happy
very
and would rather do
against.
certain things than listen to us, apparently.
Ooh.
Well, there's one beneath it too.
What is?
To the texter who's managed to send us some disparaging texts, You know it costs to send text, right? Thank you.
Oh, let me see it.
No.
No.
You're too angry. No. It's
Oh.
all right. It's all right. It's
I'll look later.
It's funny though because you just look at the number and they'll be back next week, and they're still listening right now.
I'm almost certain that I've seen that number before.
Yeah, it's fine. It's fine.
Unless they have a
Those are
tragic
usually the
lawnmower
ones.
accident.
Is it a common number that
Just to
we talk about a lot?
just to spite
Okay.
that person, do you have the video game intro ready? Even though I mentioned that we're going to be talking video games, it's all right. It's okay.
Cute.
Yeah, yeah.
It's game time. Get over here! It's on 106.3 WORD.
Bold move.
Reviewing the latest in console, computer, and tabletop games.
G's for everyone.
All right, before we talk video games, I just want to remind you, if you're not on the stream, you should jump on the stream in the next half hour to see either Matthew or Cameron face the wall, the Nerf wall, for the very first time. One of them is facing the wall for the
I
very first time.
cannot wait to shoot Cameron with his own Nerf guns.
I can't
I
wait
can't
to
wait
shoot
to make you
either
eat your
one
own
of you.
ones.
I don't know. I have,
Looks like the race of the West are coming to an end very quickly.
I have
We
I
just now banded together.
have mixed feelings about whoever it is that I will be, but I'll do it.
Oh, good. Okay,
Yeah,
cool.
Yeah.
Then I know who it is.
Yeah, I have mixed because seeing your own son on the wall.
No.
That-
Don't redirect this.
That was it's not redirecting anything. I've taken the wall for you before.
He has.
I have,
Yes.
and
once.
yeah. But what I'm saying is, I'm not doing that today though.
I'm aware.
I'll just let you know.
You won't
'cause-
have to because I
yeah.
didn't lose.
Well-
I'm gonna bring my dad in next time and see if he'll take the wall from me.
That's just cheap.
Wow. I mean, I if I had a dad, I wouldn't do that. I
My dad would
definitely
love to
do
be in
that.
here, actually.
All right.
Sure, son. I'd love to be on the air. What am I doing?
You need me on that wall. All right. So we are going to talk some video games here. Before we do, Gotham Knights comes out next week, and which is a game that I'm looking forward to because it's what some would call the sidekicks, but it's the Bat family. You got Robin, you got Nightwing, you got Batgirl. And who am I missing? Oh yeah, Red Hood. You got those, and you can play with any of them. It also has co-op, but only with 2, not with 4. Although there is a new mode that they announced for Gotham Knights, which is 4-player heroic assault, where you're basically it's an arena, it's arena type thing. It's a level thing, so there are like 30 levels that you got to try to get through to get down to the bottom.
Well, that's cool.
Which is kind of cool. There are also a bunch of complaints online because it's going to be, are you ready, Cameron? Only 30 FPS. And people are ticked about it that a next gen game is not in 60.
Is there like a reason for that?
I don't know because I don't care.
I think they're trying to
but-
just
but,
keep
you
the
know,
resolution and the visuals up.
Yeah, I mean, do you have to have that many frames if it's a darker game?
I mean,
If it's a darker game, it's a Batman game, so it's going to be a lot of at night stuff. It's going to be a lot of fighting in the dark. How clear does it need to be?
I was going to say, if the combat's fluid and everything,
I mean,
don't
if it's
care.
hard to see, then you kind of need to see it more.
No,
To make out
you
what's
necessarily.
might
happening,
need it
so
to
you
watch
can pay
Game of
attention.
Thrones.
If you got skills, you don't need all that. I mean, Cameron and I have this discussion all the time about frames per second, and it doesn't matter to me as much. But here's the reason why: probably because the first game I ever played was Pong. So everything looks good compared to Pong. I
I
played
think-
Atari 2600. Everything looks good compared to that. Now, I'm going to ask you guys a question. By the way, text line 71307, or you can jump on the stream and answer this question. Is playing 30 PS compared to 60 FPS the same as going from standard def compared to HD?
It's a different kind of thing.
I
It's
mean,
a
I can
completely
tell a
different kind of
difference. I mean, but I mean, there's some. I think there's some people. Well, I don't know. I think you could tell a difference between 30.
Here's the
and
thing.
60.
Here's the thing. It's more about the rate of movement as opposed to
Right.
how good it looks.
Yeah.
So
For me, like because I stream and stuff and record gameplay, I want 60 just because I want the best quality. video I can get. But I mean, it doesn't affect my play.
It's like it's looking at all right. So it's like comparing two dancers. One's very technical and doesn't move very well, and the other one flows very well.
But
goes from
I
move
will
to move very
say,
well.
if you're playing something like Call of Duty that's very fast paced, you might see a person in the grass that you with 60 frames that you wouldn't see if you had 30.
There's that one frame where he's in there that
Yeah.
you see.
So, like, I mean, for fast paced games, yeah, I would recommend getting 60. But if it's like a, just like a normal game, then I wouldn't worry about
All
it.
right. So if you found out a game you wanted was in 30 and not 60, would it cause you to not buy it?
It would depend on the game.
It would definitely depend on the game.
The other thing is watch some gameplay of it. If it looks fine, then go for it.
By the way, we've seen gameplay.
Yeah, and it looked fine.
And by the way, Modern Warfare 2 is in 60 frames, 60 FPS. So, and I will be streaming that.
I was about to say, where was your point, Tim?
Where would you be streaming that at, Tim?
New Wave Gaming, you can type in NUWAV in the search bar, or I will link the Facebook page and YouTube page to the stream in just a second, actually.
Well, there you go. So also, I have a question for everyone. Do you pre-order video games, and is it worth it?
I pre-ordered Modern Warfare 2.
It depends on the game. There's not a lot of games that I pre-order for, but there are a few things that I will. Like when Animal Crossing New Horizons came out, I pre-ordered that. I'm not going to pre-order the Pokemon games when they're coming out next month because I'm still skeptical about them. If anybody keeps up with Pokemon at all, series has kind of been on a downhill. It's still fine for the most part. The competitive scene's been better than it has been in the past, but we'll have to see for that with this game. So I'm going to wait on it. But I've pre-ordered in the past. I don't pre-order as much as I used to, but it does depend on the game.
All right, Cameron.
I think the only thing I usually pre-order is just Destiny expansions. That's it, because it has me set for the entire year. Because it bundles in it bundles in the expansion with the seasons, and also a new weapon, which they usually have with that.
That's the other thing. When you pre-order, usually you'll get skins or you'll get a weapon or some armor or something, depending on the game, that will help you start out the game with a little bit of an edge. So I think it depends on if you're into that. And also, when you pre-order, when you guys have pre-ordered, will you pre-order with season pass? Because that's extra money. Or do you play a game first before you get season pass?
It's again a matter of depending on the game. If it's a series that I 100% know, every single one of these games is fantastic, they've never let me down, I'm going to have a lot more trust than a series that I'm not familiar with, or something that's completely brand new. Like Bayonetta 3 is coming out at the end of this month. I have that pre-ordered because I love the Bayonetta games. They are fantastic, and this one is looking great too. But I might not do the same thing with other franchises.
She kicks high.
She does kick very high, yes.
That was the commercial. For the very first one, there's this nerdy guy, and he says she kicks high.
She punches gods. She does do that sometimes.
Okay, I've never played them. They look kind of cool though.
Oh, they're super fun. If you play Devil May Cry, it's very similar to the Devil May Cry series.
All right. So do you guys play music behind your video games? I'm curious about this.
It depends on the game.
When I'm not streaming, I do.
Okay. So is there a certain service that you use for that?
Spotify for PlayStation, and I use Spotify for Xbox as well. Yeah.
I play on PC normally, so YouTube. I'll pull it up in a second tab.
Okay, Cameron?
That's exactly what I do.
All right. The reason why I'm asking this is because Xbox now has Apple Music on it. So I'm curious about how many people actually play music behind their games. There are certain games, like if I play Diablo 2 or 3, I will always play some music behind it because I've made certain mixes of certain speed of song that I really like to play while I'm playing. Used to, I just would play easy listening because my wife would be, why are you? Because it's
it's always funny with Diablo because it's just like the demons just hear a little bit of some LRB. It's just like, oh God,
they don't know what that is. But also,
little river band.
You got some Lionel Richie playing, in the background.
It depends on the game that I'm playing. If I'm playing Call of Duty, I'm listening to metal. But it's kind of nice because I don't have to worry about my wife when I'm playing, because if she just doesn't like doesn't like it or doesn't want to hear it, she just puts her AirPods in.
All right. Chris says, I like the Fallout radio show. So do I. But I also, and Matthew and I probably mod more than anybody on this show on stuff. And I love going through and finding radio stations and modding those. And there's even a couple mods that come with a DJ, and she can be your, the one with I forget her name, but she's a DJ.
I'm not familiar enough with Fallout mods for that.
There's one with a DJ, and actually Sean Schwimmel is, well, he's already in it anyway. He's in Fallout.
Yeah.
The voice of Goku is actually the voice of Strong, the super mutant.
Mhm.
Yeah. So I mean, so I have found a couple of mixes in Fallout that I hadn't heard of any of the music before, and I have it all on my Spotify now because they're really cool songs. So some people will go through and put together a nice mix, and it lasts for a while, and then sometimes it gets pulled. But that you can listen to while you turn on your Pip-Boy, you got some music going on there on a radio station. And some of these people who mod a lot, they really get into what fits that particular game. And I love doing that kind of stuff. Like I said, that's the way I've found some new music. Speaking of modding, there's this dude for Oblivion. I've never played mods on Oblivion because it's not on console with the mods, but it is on computer. There's a guy who has made you can order a pizza in Oblivion. So he made a pizza shop right outside the capital city. You can go to the capital city or outside the capital city. You can order a pizza, and it will actually order a real pizza and have it delivered to your house from Domino's.
I have not seen it, but I assume it just opens up like a browser tab or something. But that is hilarious, and I love it.
That's fantastic.
Yeah, and you can I guess you can if you are someone who mods, you can affect what it is you're actually ordering. You can put in the address, but you'd have to be able to do that. If not, you're going to get, let's see, where is it? Oh, I'm doing that Bob McClain thing.
By the way, while you're looking for that, I'd just like to say
It's
your
called
outline,
Pizza Oblivion, by the way.
the tag, the title for this particular story, you wrote down, "What in Oblivion is that?" Oh, it's pizza.
Yes, I know.
That got me.
Okay, so
reading earlier.
the option will appear to ask for the usual, which is, in this case, will be a 12-inch thin crust, 8 garlic bread twists with a 20-ounce bottle of Fuse lemon tea, totaling $28.23, including tax and delivery. It's important that players do edit the .py file. What's that?
I'm not sure.
Okay, I thought you might know. And type in the correct delivery details.
I'm sorry, I don't
beforehand.
know every single file in the game's code.
You're young. Do you know code?
Yeah.
No. We talk about modding a lot, so I didn't know if you would know. That's the reason why I did that. So,
PY file.
You're
Yeah.
one of those hackers, right?
well, it
Matthew?
makes sense
I
that it
have
would be a pie
little
file
bit of coding knowledge, but
while
very
you're
minimal.
ordering pizza
Same.
pie. I mean, it just works. It does.
Question is, who
System of a
runs the
Down has a
restaurants?
song called Pizza Pie. How
Do you
cool
know,
is that?
that's what you used to call pizzas, was pizza pies, because when they first made, they were pizza pies. All right, so if you ever played Elder Scrolls, there's this annoying fan, and this annoying fan he's got like onion hair, and he's always smiling, and he'll
Wait,
show
onion
up.
hair?
He's got, if he like
the
comes
best
up
NPC in the game.
Yes, so he's an NPC, and he's immortal. I mean, you can kill him, but he comes back.
It's you're the grand champion.
Yes.
Hey, stay by this ledge for me.
Yeah, on the wizard tower. I've managed to knock him off that wizard tower a ton. Look down, he's dead. The next day he's back. So he is going to be in Starfield. So Starfield is going to be one of the biggest games that Bethesda has ever made. There's going to be, so far,
Someone's getting shot out the airlock.
to date, you can visit 1,000 planets. There's been over 250,000 lines of dialogue recorded already, which is the most, almost twice the amount of the most they've ever recorded for a game.
I have to say, I am very skeptical about the game by the sheer quantity of content that they are talking about. It just sounds like there's going to be it sounds like they're not going to have enough time put into everything.
Well, they keep postponing
I hope
it.
that I am
You're worried
proven
it's
wrong
too
about
I
wide
that.
hope
and
you're
not
wrong
deep
too,
enough.
Matthew.
But I have my concerns just given that.
Wait,
So-
what?
As they did, just let it go. So,
No, it was an actual legitimate thing. It wasn't a
Yeah.
euphemism. It
All right.
like because there's a problem with open world games where you have the width of the content, but not quite the depth of the content.
Exactly.
Where
Oh,
there's
okay, I
a
see what
lot
you're
of
saying.
things spread out everywhere.
He thought you were making reference to the Christian hymn "Deep and Wide."
Oh yes,
Yeah, that's what
exactly
I thought.
he was
That's
thinking.
exactly what I thought.
Hey, His grace is deep and wide.
Okay, there we go. So anyway, this NPC might follow you around to all 1,000 planets. So there's a chance you might be able to jettison him out into space and watch him float off. I mean, there's just a lot of things. And when you know he's immortal, no, this dude's annoying too. Just, I mean,
He's a pest.
you're trudging through something, and next thing you know, there he is. Hello. It's just like, oh, he's almost as annoying as Noober, but not quite. Because if you ever played Baldur's Gate, hey, yeah.
I also killed
yeah.
Noober and all of Nashkel because
Yeah,
of
you
Noober.
don't want to do that because you
The
kill
guards
Noober.
for some reason
yeah.
care if Noober dies.
I love Noober. He's special, and so they'll take you out. So
It's
I
your
love
fault the Nashkel burned Noober.
I love a game that realizes how much people hated or loved that character, and they're bringing him into space. I cannot wait for that. All right, we need to take a break. Before we do, Tim, what are you playing?
I am playing Kingdom Hearts and Call of Duty.
All right, Matthew, what you playing?
I am playing a whole lot of League of Legends right now. Got
Are
a,
you-
a tournament, online clash tournament tonight.
Are you good at it? Are you good at it?
I'm plat. I'm fine. Nothing
Did you
special.
say you said plaid? What's that mean?
plat.
Oh,
like
Platinum.
platinum.
Yeah,
Ah,
platinum is like
okay.
the best rank, right?
No.
Yeah.
No,
It's
not
not?
even
No,
close.
I wish you would have said yo
so
after that.
it's,
It probably wouldn't have worked.
iron, bronze, silver, gold, platinum, diamond, master, grandmaster, challenger.
So you're
Wow.
mid.
Yeah, I'm technically in the top like 15 or 20% of players, but
Yeah,
there's
that's,
a big skill disparity between
Yeah, but that's not
Plat
bad.
and
that's
the top
definitely not
top.
bad.
All right, Cameron, top that.
All right then. So Destiny and Total War Warhammer 3, getting into the Immortal Empires and trying to take over the entire Warhammer world.
All right, so you can go ahead and play music as we go to break. I've been playing a lot of time in Greece, still playing Assassin's Creed Odyssey, waiting for Gotham Knights to come out. And I'm also playing Dragon Ball Dokkan because I will play that forever. Still trying to get to level 500. I'm like at 498. It's only taken me like 5 years. So I'm gonna get there eventually. You are listening to the Upstate Pulse right here on 106.3 WORD. We're gonna break after this, right? Come back when they're Roundtable.
Drinking too much water. I gotta go back.
Oh man.
What?
Nothing. I got it.
What are you doing? Hey man. Hey, what are you doing?
I forgot to delete the bed I already had in there.
Hey, should I whisper and tell you guys who's getting shot? Should I do that?
knows?
Should an exclusive? I'll tell you if you don't tell anybody. I'll tell you. Okay.
I don't even know.
I will tell you. He's the youngest guy in the room.
Oh, Apple Music's now on Xbox?
Dude, that's what I just said.
What?
I said that we did an entire segment on that. Are you serious?
I was probably typing something.
No, you participated. No,
I
we
did?
were talking about music behind games.
Yeah, but you asked me what I used. It's
And
Spotify.
I said Apple Music is now on Xbox.
Okay, I missed that. I didn't hear you say that. But I knew we were talking about music. I'm listening. I'm working on it. I'm getting better.
Are you?
Yeah.
Are you?
Yeah. It's just, you know how it is over here.
I know how it is for me. I don't know how it is for you.
Okay. Like,
I
I
would've
try, and I've got better with like listening to what the conversation's generally about. But I got
By the way, he just now looked at the
I'm only a
outline.
year and a half
That's
in.
how he noticed it. Only a year and a half in. Come on. That's not an excuse.
yeah, but like
This is the easiest show you do.
it is pretty easy. I just missed that one thing. That's it.
Being a mist. Wow. Things kept bouncing. Must be the carpet.
Oh, must taste good.
I'm gonna go ahead and tell them when we come back in so he can prepare.
What did you hit?
Nothing. Door stop.
Okay.
This man played country music on me.
I said Western music. It went with country.
Well, country and western. That's how that
It's in the
got.
blend.
Yeah, yeah. What would you should have said? I don't know. Play Marty Robbins
I don't know who that is.
down in the West Texas town of El Paso.
Also, I've
I
heard of
fell in
Star
love
Citizen. I
with
have
a
not played it
Mexican
before.
girl. Oh, I know that because there used to be K-Tel albums for Marty Robbins.
You're saying a lot of words.
I was talking to the audience. Okay, fourth wall. They give
How's
me.
it fourth wall when they're part of the thing?
We're getting ready to talk about that. That's one of the first things we're talking about, Neil.
If anything, they're the third wall.
By the way, Neil, if you want to go ahead and chime in, who do you think's in the Wyatt 6? Is it you? Are you in the Wyatt 6? You can't be Huskus. You're in too good a shape to be Huskus.
I think he's the buzzard.
No, the buzzard might actually be what's his name? The Australian dude, Grayson Waller.
Hey,
I gotta say, there's some nerves going on. Look at that, Tim. Look at Cameron. Look at him.
wiggling.
He's nervous. He is very nervous.
He does
All
look
right,
nervous.
I'm not nervous.
In the next break, someone is facing a Nerf wall. So, and that will be live on the stream, so you guys can see it. The arsenal is it's ready to go. All the bullets have been packed in. Someone is facing the Nerf wall because they picked really poorly at the last premium live event, which was Extreme Rules. I will tell you, I won it outright. I will tell you that Rob Brown got second. Look at him. Look at him anticipate. Cameron's genuinely worried. This is great. If you're on the stream, you already know who it is because I told you.
No.
While you guys were out of the room. It was streaming exclusive. So before I talk about the Nerf wall, though, let's talk about the Wyatt 6. So Bray Wyatt has returned. He returned at
Why does it sound like
Extreme
a special
Rules
team?
because it might be. He returned to Extreme Rules. Well done. It really was very theatrical. That's what he does. And the puppets are no longer, they're covered in cobwebs. And in the crowd, it showed live action people with the puppet masks. And so there's speculation out there about who the Wyatt 6 actually are, that he's going to have a stable and who's going to be in that stable. So the first thing they showed was my favorite iteration of the wrestler, and that was Huskus. It used to be Husky Harris. That was my favorite. I loved Husky. It was great.
Husky's just a fun thing to say.
All right. So according to, I think this is from Meltzer, Huskus might be Joe Gacy. I don't see them doing that because Joe Gacy, even though he has a similar stable already in NXT, he would fit, but I'm not so sure it's him. It could be, though. The build is right. So for Mercy the Buzzard, they have Grayson Waller. Already a heel, would work really good, but he doesn't have that. You have to change his character if he gets unmasked. And can they wrestle in those masks, especially that Buzzard mask? For Sister Abigail, it's obvious. Even though there have been other people trying to throw people off, it's got to be Alexa Bliss, without a doubt. Ramblin' Rabbit, they have is Eric Rowan. Eric Rowan was in AEW for like 1 or 2 matches, but he never signed with them. So he absolutely could come back because Triple H is bringing a bunch of people back. So it could actually be Eric Rowan. And finally, The Fiend, Bo Dallas. And that makes the most sense
because that's his brother.
Bo Dallas has been out of WWE for a while. He's another one of those budget cut people that they brought back in. And if you looked at The Fiend in the audience, seemed a little bit shorter, a little bit smaller, but they showed his face and they showed his eyes and within the mask, and it looked a lot like Bray, which is why people thought it was him. Out of all of them, that's Bo Dallas for sure. That for sure is. So if you have someone who you think one of those guys are, text line 71307, or you can drop us a line on our stream. We got a short time here, so I'm going to go ahead and tell you the order of how we fared for the Nerf Wall. So you will know who's facing the Nerf Wall. Number 1 was me. Number 2 was Rob Brown. Number 3 was Cameron.
Ooh.
Ooh.
All right.
Is your mic even on?
Oh,
No,
oh, let me
no,
do
it
it. Can I do it?
noob him.
No, it's not his
I'm
fault.
doing
He
it.
was nervous.
Oh, I'm doing it.
He was nervous. Well, you got control of the board there.
I'm doing it.
You could have turned it on.
All right.
Is it my fault for not turning on my mic, or is it your fault for
well,
not noticing?
It's by the way, if you're a host or a guest host, or you got to turn your own mic on. That's what that one.
Yeah, that's what
It's
that
a
button is
solid
there for,
shame,
bud.
partner.
You're not gonna get any sympathy out of me or Tim for that. I will say next to last was Tim,
You're on the stream.
and I will tell you this: Tim got 1 right.
Hey,
So I
one's
think-
better than none.
So I think for maybe the first time in the history of the Upstate Pulse, someone got 0 right,
Let
and
me
that would
just
be
say,
Matthew.
as I said before,
nice.
immaculate picks. I am making history out
You
here.
are. It
with
was
my picks.
historic. It
a
was.
sweep.
It was. And out
An
of all
absolute sweep.
out of all the people who are going to face the wall, I am most worried about you, because
That's how I knew it wasn't me.
because these guys are vicious, man. I'm not gonna aim for anything vital, but they're gonna go for it. So I hope you're ready.
You better
And,
recover your parts.
And I will,
Payback is coming.
I will give
sir.
you the axe of covering so you can
I'm the bad
cover
guy who
up
gets
down
off
there,
scot.
and I will provide a mask of your choice. I got Deadpool in there. I've also got my other mask over here. If you're willing, whichever one you're willing
Do
to use.
Deadpool. Deadpool will give you courage, man.
It's
Or
not
at least the
you know
lack
what?
of-
You know what?
Oh, no, I'm good.
It's
I'm
not
ready.
dead. It's not
I can take
Deadpool.
it.
It's Deathstroke. So if you use Deathstroke, you got a shot at
Deathstroke's
getting.
pretty cool.
Yeah, but one eye is open, so I don't know if I would do that or not.
I got
So-
your glasses. I'm fine.
Okay, all right. You can use the Deathstroke mask with I got Mr. Incredible sunglasses you could put over there.
We got the sword too. Deathstroke.
I
has a
actually
sword.
almost grabbed my sunglasses before coming. I should have grabbed those.
All right, so
Oh, yeah.
Chris says Matthew
There's
run.
some in here.
So,
no, I
Don't get
got
very
this.
far.
I'm easy.
so
This is
again,
easy.
like every time when we have someone face the wall, if you don't want to do it, that's fine. I can't make you do it. And
I'm
I-
up on there.
okay.
I'll take it.
All right. So I can't, even though technically I'm not your boss. The other guys who have been on there, I have been their boss, and I could not tell them that they had to be on the wall because I'm not going to tell you have to deal with the violence. So Matthew's going to be on that wall, and you know what? He's going to be on that wall right now. You're listening to the
Ooh.
Upstate Pulse right here on 106.3 WRD. Tune in to the stream right now on the Facebook or the YouTube or the Twitch. Matthew's about to face that wall.
Hello, baby.
I'm gonna move that chair out of the way so you don't. Let me run and get the axe real quick.
Are we gonna do a lightning round or no? Okay. Hey, whoa! What happened?
I wish I had like a stool or something to do a pose this whole time. That'd be great.
I mean, you could.
But I don't have a stool.
Don't go sideways because then nobody would be able to hit
But
you.
no, I want to do the thinker pose, but I don't have anything to put
Don't
my
do the
leg on.
thinker pose because then you're very exposed.
Like, I do it.
The one shot that you would actually get hit in. I'm trying to help you out, man.
58, 50. All right.
All right, here, if you want to, this is what I use. It's up to you.
One,
Dude, no.
two.
You need to.
You really should. Because
I trust that my friends will not aim
No, no,
for
no,
there.
no.
Don't
Say
trust.
Don't
Do not
trust
trust.
nobody in here.
you're trusting aim. And you
Yeah,
can't
dude.
trust aim.
You're
Do
trusting.
not trust
You're
aim.
trusting Nerf aim.
Don't trust
I would
Tim.
aim this way and it'll go this way.
Wait. How come I have less? Oh,
I should be in front of you guys because I'm shorter.
Oh my!
All right, wait. All right.
I'm going from this side.
All right.
I
We're
got
gonna
room
we're
over
gonna have to
here.
do it during the during the next.
Oh, do we
Commercial?
have time?
No, we're gonna do it during
this
the next commercial.
Oh, okay.
But it's a 60, so don't go the entire 60.
Well, you just tell us when to go.
Shit
When the spot is over.
Ready?
No. 1, go.
Oh, I'm out.
Sorry, on
No,
it.
I'm not.
Yeah, I know that one
What's
hurt,
up,
didn't it?
Big man? Hold on.
There's no holding on.
Oh, there's no more. Where is there?
How much time is left? Is it down to 30? Yeah, that's it.
You got it. Your thing is jammed.
It is jammed.
Oh gosh, I saw that one coming. I'm like, no, I don't want that one.
Wait. Why did it not work?
What you get?
You don't know how to use a shotgun.
Come on, unjam. I need you to unjam.
There's only like one bullet left in there.
Well, they wouldn't go. They
Uh,
wouldn't go.
You have to force that one.
I owe you two now.
Cameron, man, quit running through the wall, dude.
Sorry. That was perfect. It jammed on Matthew. I went to go shoot him.
Yeah, it shot me.
That was actually perfect.
Wait a second. What's up with this?
All right. So now there's only one person in this room who hasn't faced the wall.
Rob Brown.
That would be Cameron Reitzel. Cameron Reitzel needs to face that wall.
No, he doesn't.
Yes, he does.
Keep the streak alive, baby.
I knew I could trust my friends to not go where the sun don't shine. Thank you.
By the way, I'm sorry because that one gun hurt a little bit more than the other ones because I saw you flinch when I went to the other gun. That one looked like it. Yeah, you did.
You did.
You did.
I mean, they stung a little bit, I guess.
Look, we're not questioning your manhood. I mean, it's just a lot of Nerf bullets coming your way. Also, I was just aiming.
He's
for the
flinching
tips.
more than he thinks he did.
Lightning can only strike twice so many times.
Gig a little too much to that.
All right, shout out to Matthew who faced the wall for the first time, and he did it in a manly way, but
Dignity.
I'm a man.
but he needs to go back and watch because he doesn't think he flinched, and he flinched, and that's okay. It's okay to flinch. Yeah, it's okay to flinch.
He did a little bit.
I felt bad because my first shot was one of the guns. That's when you flinched. So I'm like, oh man, I got to keep going now. And so I did. And then ran out of time. I should have went with that gun first.
I gotta say one thing is Matthew put all of his points in luck because there was a lot of jamming going on that hadn't happened before.
Yeah.
I watched
The
you
guns were
constantly cock
flawless.
that gun, and it just kept jamming the entire time.
It was so.
I was just watching it the whole time. It was hilarious.
I got like half the shots off.
You got the first half, and then in the
And
second
then
half, it just
the end where I go
logged
to
up.
shotgun you, it didn't work, and Tim made a comment, and I tried it on Tim, and it immediately worked.
You got me again with the double barrel shotgun.
from point blank.
Point blank. Again.
That's right.
That's the one
Payback
that
is
I really-
coming.
He pointed that at me, and I will say that is the one that I immediately flinched at. In
I was immediately, oh no.
All right. So we have more pay-per-views coming up, and someone will face the wall again because it is tradition here. All right. Let me get to some things in this last minute. John Carpenter still wants to make a Dead Space movie. Do you want to see a Dead Space movie?
By John Carpenter, I think he'd do it amazing.
Yeah, I would go see
I
that.
have
pretty good job
nightmares
of it.
for like years, but yeah.
Yeah, nightmares are make you appreciate the light. Harrison Ford has been cast as Thaddeus Thunderbolt Ross. I don't like it because he's too old.
Yeah,
So he's only going to get to do it like once or twice, maybe.
This is a rotating role. Just like they go for like one or two movies, they die off, and then-
Unless they do it once, he turns into Red Hulk. You don't need him anymore and
Maybe-
stays Red Hulk.
they could recast him if the unfortunate did happen.
All right. My nemesis in games are pigs. My nemesis in real life is this. A flight from Chicago to Miami was forced to turn around on Friday after it struck a bird. Authorities say United Airlines Flight 1930 had just taken off from O'Hare International Airport when the collision occurred, according to the Federal Aviation Administration. It turned around and landed safely at O'Hare at about 11:15. Although there's been no official word of the plane's damage, witnesses say one of the plane's engines appeared to be on fire as they heard loud popping sounds after the plane hit a bird. And you guys want to know why I don't fly. If a bird can take down a big plane, no thank you. And plus, I saw the original Twilight Zone movie. It was not a bird. You guys want to see something really scary? None of you guys get that reference. But
I
that's
got
fine.
that reference.
Let's just find some other people who get it. Elon Musk says he sold $2 million worth of burnt hair perfume on the first day.
Why?
Because people
That's what
bought
I'm
it.
asking.
People bought it. Burnt hair has amassed $2 million in sales after its first day of release to the public. Stand out in the crowd. Get noticed as you walk through the airport is one of the marketing slogans for the product, described as smelling like repugnant desire.
Just watch out for the birds.
Do you smell like repugnant desire? Oh my God. Are you wearing burnt hair?
Burnt hair. If you want to feel like you're on a battlefield, burnt hair.
Burnt hair sold where fine colognes and perfumes are sold. I don't know if you can get that. I don't know where you buy perfume at. Estee Lauder or something. Or,
The store.
Also,
yes.
right next
You
to
want to
the
smell
store.
like your hair dryer?
Yes.
It's running just a little
Yeah.
too hot.
No, this is proof this dude can sell anything. By the way, $100 a bottle for burnt hair.
Why?
I don't know. All right, the Winchesters, which is the prequel spinoff from Supernatural. The first episode was last week. It was actually pretty good. The father of basically Sam and Dean's grandpa is going to be played by Tom Welling from Supernatural. I mean, from Smallville. So
Okay.
So Tom Welling is going to be their grandpa. It was originally played by Mitch Pileggi, my bad, who also was the villain in Shocker and was in X-Files. So looking forward to that. Titans Season 4 release date has been announced. It is November 3rd. If you haven't watched Titans, it's pretty good. If you ever want to see a live-action Nightwing, I love the Nightwing. I do.
Costume's great.
Yeah, the costume is really good. Raven is really good. Beast Boy's really good. Connor's not bad either.
Hopefully he actually gets to do something.
Well, we got Brother Blood. We got Mother Soul. That's who they're going at.
We got Lex Luthor.
Yeah, we got Lex Luthor in this one. So that should be pretty cool. Cannot wait for that. Oh, let's see. What else do I have time for? DC, speaking of Supernatural, DC has tapped Jensen Ackles as Batman in Legion of Superheroes. Also, Percy Jackson, the Disney series, has just cast Edge from WWE as the God Ares, and Jessica Parker Kennedy, who is one of Cameron and my favorite actresses. She is from Flash. Let's see. What else do I have here? Well, I have the outro music. That's what I have. I want to thank everybody for coming in and being a part of the show. Really enjoy all the interaction on Facebook, on Twitter, on Twitch, on YouTube, on the text line. And we're gonna have a great show for you next week. And we didn't talk about Black Adam. Be able to review Black Adam next week, or I will, because Tim and Cameron won't be here. I'm gonna surprise you with who is. Thank you for listening to the Upstate Pulse. Have a great weekend, everybody. You may ask, Lonzo, how are you going to surprise us? I'm going to tell you how I'm going to surprise you, because I don't know. That's how I'm going to surprise you. I don't know.
I'll surprise you because I'll be surprised.
Yeah, I don't know, but I guarantee you. Well, I can't guarantee you. I should be here. If I'm not here, there's no show. So if I'm not here, it's a recording, or maybe I record it with everyone and we put. Nah, I want to be live. Absolutely want to be live. So Tim, yeah, that's your name. Say goodbye to the stream.
Goodbye, stream.
Matthew, in your lowest tones, say goodbye.
Fairly well, stream.
All right, Cameron, I know you can't top that. I'm sorry.
Why do you keep doing this to
I
me?
don't know. I don't know why.
All right, son, you're a disappointment next to Matthew.
Yeah,
Thank
well,
you for that.
Well, you know.
Well, you
there's,
know who hasn't been on the wall? This guy.
all right, say goodbye, Pappy.
Goodbye. Farewell.
All right, see you guys next week.
Bye.
Bye, all.
Bye-bye.